questions to ask throughout a campaign with the confidence rising. I told WDF don't switch, good times are coming on even deep diving. Fan cams, reactions, watch along, still the pride of London thriving. The Eagles of South, they flying. Keep your eyes on us, we ain't hiding.
Yo, good evening, big up. This is another episode of Get App, the fan call-in show, where any fan, any club can come on and talk about their club's weekend performance. Now, as you can see, I'm absolutely buzzing. A massive win for the Palace today. Takes us closer to that safety mark. We scored 5 goals in the game. Like, there's just so much to it. Jordan, how you scoring the brace? It's mad. And no, listen, like Ellen Road is not an easy place to go to, and to be able to pull out a result like that has been absolutely phenomenal. But as we can see, obviously, there's been a lot of interesting fixtures, especially in the Premier League. Now, the title race has literally heated up. It's heated up. Obviously, the 2-2 draw between Liverpool and Arsenal. Arsenal 2-0 up as well. You know, does that now give City the upper hand? Lots of questions to be asked. Was Arteta at fault? Like, should he have managed that game a lot better? We just don't know at this moment in time, you know, how it will come to affect them. You know, fair play to Liverpool, obviously, who also missed a penalty. You know, and Ramsdale made some incredible saves. It was a very, very, very good game of football, you know, but City are literally now 6 points behind with a game in hand, I believe. You know, so it's definitely very, very intense. And then when you look obviously at the bottom of the table, there's all sorts going on. You know, you got teams playing each other, Bournemouth picking up a win, Wolves beating Chelsea. Obviously Lampard's back and he's lost. Who else picked up a win? So Wolves, Bournemouth, West Ham beating Fulham away as well. I think Fulham they're on holiday. They're definitely on holiday and such. So much going on. Leicester obviously losing to Bournemouth at home. You know, I feel like a lot of the Leicester fans are kind of like, they're feeling like that's it. I think they're resigned to relegation and such. But Jesse Marsch could potentially be announced in the next 24 hours as well. Would he be a good appointment for them? So yeah, there's so much going on. As per, guys, if you want to obviously come in and chat about your team, there's the link. There's the link to obviously have your say. Whilst I'm waiting for a caller, if one comes in, because obviously it is Easter Sunday, to be fair. I'll go through the fixtures. I'll give my thoughts on these games very briefly, because obviously Nicky will do a proper Premier League review next week. Man United 2, Everton 0. I was happy about this result for obvious reasons. Need teams beneath us to drop points, and it was a crazy first half of football. Crazy first half of football. You know, I know Ellis Sims had the one chance for Everton, which he scuffed, but United could have had about 10. You know, they were like ruthless in that first half. Wan-Bissaka missing an open goal, Anthony and Rashford both missing some key chances, Pickford pulling off some good saves. But the dominance told, and yeah, listen, fair play to them. Like, they were deserved winners. Villa beating Nottingham Forest. Watkins scoring again, by the way. Ollie Watkins scoring again. So, you know what? I know Gareth Southgate probably keeping an eye on it, but whether or not he'll pick him is another matter. But he deserves some sort of shout out. Forest. So they're sinking down the league as well, unfortunately. Brentford, Newcastle coming back from a goal down. Again as well, actually. Is it back-to-back games? No, they took the lead against West Ham. But yeah, coming back from behind to beat Brentford. Brentford have a very good home record as well, so that's a very, very good result, which obviously keeps them firmly in the Champions League running. Fulham losing at home. I think Fulham on the beach. I think their season's just petered out. Obviously missing Mitrovic as well as a focal point at the top. It has not helped their cause, but West Ham obviously that made me nervous, but it's a good win for them because their running is quite difficult. So for them to pick up any points, will be key for them. Leicester losing at home to Bournemouth was a big shock. Obviously, Maddison, he seemed deflated when he was doing this post-match interviews and stuff. Like, he gave the ball away to Billing to score. The big one, Tottenham, Brighton. The referee in this league, is crazy. So much controversy. Now, yes, I'm a Palace fan and I don't like to see Brighton doing well, but they got robbed. And this could actually rob them of a Champions League spot as well, which will be a huge, huge problem, because I have my theory in this. I have my theory that the elite want to remain the elite, if that makes sense. The fact that Batoma, he got found in the box, wasn't given. There was multiple challenges from Spurs that weren't booked and stuff. They could have easily gone down to 10 men. What else happened? There's nothing wrong with the Solly March one. It's come more off his hip than his arm. So I don't know where they're saying that's handball. I'm sure there's other things, but... Oh, there's a tug of the shirt as well. I think on Lewis Dunk. Yeah. Which wasn't given as a penalty as well. So Brighton definitely hard done by, New manager bounce happened for Wolves, New manager bounce happened for Wolves where... funny enough, Lampard's coming back. Oh yeah, talking like he will take this team forward and stuff. You lost. All right. I don't know how he's got another job personally. City running riot against Southampton. Jack Grealish's form's incredible, by the way. And Haaland has scored his 30th goal now. 30th goal with KDB's 100th assist or something. It's crazy. It is mad. And then obviously the two games today, Palace winning 5-1 and Arsenal-Liverpool drawing 2-2. I'm going to introduce Aaron. How's it going?
I am very good. About to start an internship in academy coaching in May, which I'm very happy about.
Awesome.
Also a chance to put something back into the game that I fell in love with in the first place as a kid. And Rovers might not be performing every week, but my personal life is sweet.
No, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Talk us a bit more about this this internship that you're going to do before we start talking football.
So I can't reveal much at the moment.
It's one of those ones.
Finalised at the end of April. But what I can't tell, I can't even say like what club it is, etc. But what I can say is, it's an opportunity to shadow academy coaches, develop my own coaching sessions, learn from the people at the club in question, and potentially a view to further my education in that role, to joining their permanent academy staff and sort of work my way up to the ladder where it could get to a point where, let's say 5, 6, 7 years time, I might even be good enough to be part of the first team coaching staff, which would be an amazing opportunity. And it's a club in the championship as well. So it's a fantastic opportunity.
Nice.
So nice. I've got my level 1 badge, and this will hopefully help my training at this current club will, at the same time, will allow me to go from my level 2 to my UEFA BA, that kind of level, maybe UEFA Pro.
Oh, wicked. And all the best for that, man. I hope that goes well for you. And
I appreciate that.
Obviously, without revealing too more in the future as well, it'll be great to hear how your development's going as well. And such.
It's like I say, it's an amazing opportunity. And like I said, give it 15, 20 years, you might see me in that dugout one day.
There you go. We're gonna be rooting for you, 100%. Whilst I get you to think about what club you want to talk about first, if it's not your own Doncaster Rovers.
I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible. But mate, we're playing tomorrow in front of 3,000 Grimsby fans, and I'm already dreading it. So I'm going to sort of talk as a neutral about the Premier League tonight.
Fair enough. Big up Eddie's Football Waffle. And on Friday, we were on the Football Out Power Hour, which was good fun. Crazy quiz questions, by the way. Big up Hanno. Big up to Patrick. Leicester City's down no backbone. They look defeated, don't they? They really do. Big up Manj. It says Champagne Football today by Palace. Proper Roy of the Rovers type stuff. We were phenomenal today. Big up Brush. Just please do like, share, subscribe. And also to Chow, which I'll get him to shout his channel later as well. 2 more wins needed to ensure Premier League status. Yeah, I think so as well. Big up Moss. Now, Moss, in the chat, just do you think today for you was a point gained or 2 points dropped? It'd be interesting to hear your thoughts on that. Big up Maria. Thank you for the pictures, by the way. Like, I've become a meme on Twitter, but it's going places, and it's actually really funny. I really like using them, to be fair. So big up Maria.
Right.
Happy Easter to you too. Palace were on fire. Absolutely, we're on fire and such. Go. I'm going to give you the platform. Which team do you want to talk about,
mate? First of all, I want to extend my congratulations to Vincent Kompany and Burnley. First of all, because they absolutely deserve it. They 100% deserve it. I want to wish my good luck to Luton because I really want this to be their year. I really want to offer my commiserations to the likes of Blackpool and Wigan because it looks like they're going down. This title race, man. This Premier League title race, my God. I mean, I didn't expect Liverpool to pick up any points tonight, and they just fought back to grab this 2-2 draw tonight. And with Man City battering Southampton, who I will admit they are the first team to be relegated, in my opinion. I think they're down. Doesn't look like they're coming back, but I'm confident Southampton could bounce back in the first couple of seasons. They've got the youth talent. They've got the young talent to progress long-term as a club like they did when they had Ward-Prowse when he was younger, when they had Schneiderlin, when they had Mane, when they had these kind of players that they sort of built up over a period of time and sold on for a high profit. So Southampton have the youth prospects at the moment in the squad where they can build this team around again. They just need the right man in charge next season. But I do think Southampton's their year to go down this year. But my God, Man City, what a team they're looking at the moment. Man City are looking a good team. Arsenal, yes, they dropped points tonight, but I'm still in no doubt they're going to win the league this year. I'm a League Two fan, but I've kept an eye on the Premiership, and Arsenal are just different gravy compared to last season. It's just sweet and sour and all things nice. Arsenal, for me, will just pip City to the title, but even if it's by a point or two, I think it'll be done potentially on the last day, potentially the day before the final day. I think it's Arsenal's title, the top four. As it stands, Arsenal, City, Newcastle United, that's been my top four since December, and it will still be my top four come the end of the season. Tottenham are not good enough to get into the top five, let alone top four. So that'll impress the Arsenal fans. Tottenham, I think Tottenham will go on a run of games that will just drop out. They got lucky against Brighton. Brighton were robbed. They were right. Again, not just the EFL, but it calls into question the quality of VAR. It's not just the referees; it's the quality of the VAR as well.
You know, like I said in the intro, I think it's more than just the quality. I think it's the integrity of the league.
Yeah, I think it is.
I honestly feel like, and I'm saying this as a rival fan, that they would not want a team like Brighton to make Champions League football. Because remember, Brighton have an outside chance. What they did yesterday was a disgrace.
And the fact that Stellini got sent off and he didn't do anything wrong, like that's like sending off Waldo that didn't hide anywhere. It's just come on. Like, Stiolini was actually ignoring the drama and then went to break it up, and he gets sent off for it. And De Zerbi getting sent off, I get, but I get his frustration because they were denied about 2 or 3 handballs, 2 or 3 penalties. Most of them were definite penalties and handballs. A couple of fouls that were not given. It was complete, and you can see the way Tottenham celebrated that second goal from Harry Kane. They celebrated like they just literally snatched 3 points rather than earned it. Obviously, I've got a deep connection with Ryan Mason because he's a former Rovers loanee when he was at Hull. And, you know, Mason for me can be a good manager in the long term, but I think he'll need some experience somewhere else. But it looks like he'll be on the touchline for the next game, depending what happens with the rescindency of the red card for Stellini. So, you know, I wish Mason the best of luck if he's indeed on the sideline. But yeah, Brighton were robbed. I still think Brentford, Brighton, and Fulham are my underdogs for the Champions League play. Well, not Champions League, but the Europa League and the Europa Conference League. I think Brentford, Brighton, and Fulham are my sort of choices for those divisions. I would like to see Tottenham drop out of all 3 because I don't think they deserve it. And there's only 6 points difference, so I don't think it's out of the question. But yeah, in terms of relegation, Southampton down. I think that's me done with Southampton this season. This is a weird one. I actually think it's going to be Leeds, and I think it's going to be Leicester. I think Forest will just stay up, and I think Everton will just do enough. But if they do not back Dyche, or they bring in a new manager and do not back him, Everton will be next season. I can guarantee you of that. But I think this season, I think it's just going to be Leeds and Leicester. But looks like it's going to be 2 from 4 going into the final day, in my opinion. I think we're going to have a repeat of, if anyone can remember it, 08-09, Sunderland, Hull, Newcastle, and Middlesbrough, when West Brom were down and they all needed to win. And of course, it was Newcastle's first relegation at the Premier League in 16 years. So, you know, we've got big old Alan Shearer in charge. But yeah, I think we're gonna have a repeat of 08-09 this season. I think it's gonna be 2 from 4.
It'll be very interesting to see. T, my brother, how are you doing? I know obviously your nerves are all over the place. I'm gonna ask you 2 questions in one. You can answer them both. First question is it a point gained or 2 lost? And the second question, because this is how I'm saying it, do you think this draw would spur you on further rather than hinder you?
It's good, very good questions, both of them. They're both quite difficult. I think it's 2 points dropped, you know, because of my energy going into this game. And I thought it was an opportunity to go to Anfield and really assert ourselves in this title race, because Liverpool aren't in the best form at the moment and they're defensively woeful. But at Anfield, it's not easy to win there, ladies and gents. I remember we was having conversations privately before Man United were rocking up there, and I was talking to United fans saying, yo, you're not Real Madrid, guys. And apart from that, it's only Leeds that have gone there and won. Even when you guys went there, you were a better team. Like, was that the first Anfield game of the season? Still managed to get a draw.
Yeah.
Man City, you know, the team that a lot of people now think that are going to be cruising. I mean, not cruising to the league, but, you know, really turning up the gears. They couldn't win there. And then Man United, who are a better team than Liverpool right now, got slapped. And when Anfield crowd and when those attacking players roar, it's hard to stop them. Not for any team in the world can't stop them when they're like that and they're free flowing. So I have to take it as 2 points dropped, given the domination we had in the first half. A lot of Liverpool fans talking, and they are right. They had plenty of chances where they should have scored before those big saves from Ramsdale in the 90 plus minutes. But Arsenal had a couple of big chances in the first half, which we should have scored. Jesus in at the back post, that was one. So at the end, I think if you don't take your chances, it's a draw. A draw is a fair result. But I like that second part of the question. I like it because I've not really thought of it like this. But, you know, because we're back now being the underdogs, I'd say. We're back because it is in City's control as much as it is.
It's in City's hands now, yeah.
And people look at City because they've got the experience through it, and we've all seen it. What 4, 5 seasons out of the last? They've won 4 Premier Leagues Do you know what I mean? And they've handled them well in these stages. And whenever City have been in here, pre-Pep, they've been able to take it over and win. Man United know it when that Aguero moment. Liverpool themselves know it when Brendan Rodgers after Cristambul. So yeah, so the favourites are City, I'd say. But as Aaron was saying here as earlier, like don't write this off, Arsenal team. Everyone's written us off anyway all season to even get in this position. Questions have been asked, we've answered them. We went to Anfield. If you look at it overall, and you go to Anfield and you draw and you pick up 4 points against Liverpool, Man City would take that. Even when Man City were winning leagues, they weren't able to grab 4 points against Liverpool. But yeah, that City game now, it's going to be huge. It's a must not lose. That's what it is. But do you know what's quite funny and interesting? Because of how the fixtures fall, Arsenal could still be we 6 points ahead of them right now. And with them got a game in hand, we could be 9 points ahead of them with them having 2 games in hand, because we've got to play West Ham next week when they've got to play Leicester, and then we've got to play Southampton on a Friday night where they play in the FA Cup semi-final. So that could even swing things a little bit. And then once again, this City are like, yep, they are favourites to win the rest of their games, but games in hand's nothing. It's the points on the table that really matters, because when those games come, you don't know what the situation might be for those clubs that are in and around the relegation zone, battling it out. And City in the Champions League, who they could be in the semi-finals with players carrying niggles, etc., and so many things. So yeah, it is. I think it might spur us on in a way to keep going. And those 2 more tough away games, you must not lose at Man City. That's the one.
Yeah. For me, just obviously watching that game, I feel the goal you conceded was Salah that scored, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was so avoidable.
Absolutely.
And I think it all stemmed from Ben White, and he's been brilliant for you this season.
Yeah.
But his decision to press at the wrong time, caused the spacing behind. I think if he had gone in that 2-0, I think that was it. Because that goal literally lifted the Anfield crowd, and then you had that, then you had the linesman deciding to elbow Robertson, which he's finished. He is finished. Like Roy Keane coming out and saying he's a big baby. Like I've had to look at it carefully. What's he doing?
Yeah, I thought Robertson did grab his arm, right? And I think the referee's gone to take it away. Like, when you grab someone's arm, you're like, get off. But then he's caught him in the chin. I don't think he's purposely done it, personally. But Robertson, man, he was doing it all game to Saka, up on his backside, doing little knees and that in the back, rattling us. But just a quick word on the referees. I thought they'd lost control of that game from the start. I thought the referee was shocking. It's not the reason why we lost, but not lost. It feels like a loss, but no, it's not the reason why we didn't win. But overall, the referees are just shocking in this league.
Because even with the penalty, I didn't think it was a penalty.
No, it's not a penalty for me either.
I thought, who was it? Who was the thing?
Jota.
It wasn't Martin. Yeah, Jota. He doesn't. I think he fouled Holding.
Yeah, he steps in front of Holding. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's because. What makes it not a penalty? Holding's not gone for an action for the ball. He's not gone to kick it and then he's caught Jota's leg. He just stepped in front of him and obstructed him in that sense. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So for me, it wasn't a penalty, but he missed it anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, I knew it. I said it. I've put it in the GC, and I knew someone would tweet it. Someone mentioned about Salah celebrating Christmas, and this is why. Hey. The Twitter world's mad. The Twitter world is mad. Before we move on to the next game, I'll give you both an opportunity to. Because normally I'm here and I'm listening to fans and stuff, but I don't really hear anyone talk about my club when we win. So
Oh mate,
what a performance, wasn't it?
Do you see that clip on Twitter tonight? I think it was Elise celebrating one of the goals, and he tells the Leeds fans to shut the F up, and literally Mark Guady's looking at him like he's just killed a cat.
What's this?
And you see, Mark Gay's out there, you know, being thankful on Easter Sunday, and then he hears some, you know, some profanities. Yeah, so he's like,
that's like the physical representation of that GIF. What?
Nah, but Elise was on a different one today, man.
Mate, Michael Elise turned into Michael Messi.
He was crazy. That was the Elise that caught the imaginations of a lot of Palace fans early at the start when he came in last season. And to be honest, he's been one of the best players this season, hasn't he, as well, Rich? Even when it wasn't going great under Vieira.
Yeah, the thing with Elise is just a lack of his output. Because unfortunately, we're in an era where you can look good on the pitch, but what are you offering? You know, and he's now getting the output. He's the youngest player to get 3 assists in the game, all from open play. You know, he's had a great game. Eze looks back to his best again.
Elise and Eze are 2 players that first caught the eye in the Championship and were 2 of the Championship's brightest prospects at the time, and now we're seeing why. And like you said, it's like in this era of football, people only look at output. And I've had this with George Miller at Donny. It's you press and you work well and you give 100% and you create things and you get in the right spaces. But unless you've got output, they don't seem to be talking about your performances as much now. So they only care about the results and the result from that player. How many goals they've scored, how many goals they've assisted, how many things have they been involved in. They don't look at the overall style of play that they play for 90 minutes and say, he had a good performance. Yes, he would have liked to have scored or assisted, but he was good. So Elise and Eze fall in that bracket at the moment of they need output, but they're still fantastic players. And I think they're 2 players that Palace can really build around long-term with the right manager in charge.
100%. 100%. I'm going to address a few more comments and then Tweet, you can load over Palace as well. I'm enjoying this. It's nice when we win.
I got a question for you after the comments as well. Don't worry.
No problem. Arsenal win the league by 2 to 5 points. If it's do I want Roy Hodgson to stay after this season, it's a no.
No, it's not that.
FA UEFA don't want Brighton to make Champions League. They want Premier League to be a Super League. Big up managers as well. Yeah, this is what I think as well. It's so corrupt, in my opinion. What was Robson doing to I think this is when T was saying that he was up.
When he was doing all sorts of Robertson, I don't know what he was doing. I don't know what he wanted to do.
To be fair, I did see a report that Andy Robertson said one of the officials elbowed him in the
yeah.
That's the situation. He did. The official caught him with his elbow. It's just a question of if the official's fully gone. You know what? Forget this. You know, like, I think it's more of he's grabbed his arm and you know when you try and release your arm off, like someone get off me. But as he's done that, he's caught him in the chin.
That was not deliberate at all. But I think that's just a Liverpool player trying to grab some form of attention. Not that Andy Robertson's a bad player or anything like that.
How is he complaining about the ref anyway? Rich, be honest. Right? I thought they were getting all the 50-50s in that first half. Liverpool. Like I know you 100%. Do tend to get him when you're at home. But like every time there was a little push or anything, he'd play on if it was against us. But when we did it to Liverpool, foul, free kick. You know,
Liverpool, the king of complaints as well. Like they'll complain. They used the wind as an excuse once. So it's Liverpool, the king of complaints. So I don't know how they're suddenly in the firing line, but that's what I've noticed with their fans. Anyway, I think their fans seems to be the most bitchy in the Premier League.
And the other one that stuck in my head was I thought they were both brilliant tackles. Ben White on Jota when he got the ball, referee books him. Konate on Xhaka, brilliant play, go on. Do you know what I mean? I thought they were both fantastic, but he's pulled up one and given a yellow card.
It
makes me mad.
It's a madness. Big up CM, the tribal chief is here and stuff. And throw your ones in the chat for the tribal chief himself.
Hey, the ones.
Man, let's see him. Vibes saying he's just the water bottle carrier. I mean, Vibes could act as what do you call it? Paul Heyman.
The wise man.
Wise man, 100%. Just so you're going to ask me a question, but before that, I just thought I found this funny. Now, listen, I know some people tend to not like how should I explain? Watching penalties and stuff like that. But what was Jurgen Klopp doing, by the way?
And he celebrated it as well.
He celebrated like he won Champions League, man.
Madness. Hold on, I'm seeing if I can upload the GIF. Yeah,
mate, he celebrated that like he won a Premier League.
Yeah, it's just uploading now. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Hurry up on that road. And then it was like,
yeah, he was doing the Jurgen.
I think to be fair, I think that's like an example of Jurgen's passion, though. I think it just shows how much it means to him to get even a point.
Here it is.
The league.
Yeah. That was jokes, man. I saw that. I was laughing my head off.
Mate, that went from celebration to Cluedo. Like, what?
Trust me. Big up Endsman TV. He was with you the preview as well, wasn't it? With
yeah. I did it on Jamie's and on his channel as well.
Yeah, that was and stuff. So big up Endsman, always supporting and stuff. Make sure you guys sub to Endsman TV, please, guys.
Big up, bro.
Wicked content.
Big up.
You had a question?
Yeah, man. This is the future now of Palace without Zaha. Yeah. Right. Do you directly replace him with a winger signing? Or I don't think you need to.
I'm gonna say yes, because our squad depth ain't great. And what I would think we need to do is, if Southampton go down, get Sulemana. If Leeds go down, get Nonto or Sinistera. We're gonna have to play it like that, because they're gonna want to be playing Premiership football. You know, don't get me wrong. We're in a good position. We're not safe yet as well. So I'm not saying this as if we're definitely there, because anything can go wrong, you know, in football. Even if like Everton go down, like a Damari Gray,
so he's just a forgotten talent. Like, I remember how special he was looking as a kid, like a few years ago.
Yeah,
like he's just a forgotten talent that needs re-emerging again.
However, for me personally, one of the number one targets is to take Reece Nelson on a free transfer.
Good shout.
You got yourself an emerging player there. If you
he looks like he's signing a contract, though. Unfortunately,
I expect him to do so. Yeah,
to be fair, I expect Reece Nelson to do kind of like how Theo Walcott's turned out, where he stays at Arsenal for a really long time, either till the end of his career or to a certain point where he needs to get out of his comfort zone.
I hear you. Because he's a squad player at the moment for us, and I like that. You do need them at points, and he's made an impact being a squad player when he's come off the bench. I thought maybe he could have came off today and done something, but yeah, that was my only thing backing on the Arsenal game. I gotta criticize Arteta. You know me, I back him, and I
agree.
But the substitutions weren't good. The subs weren't good today.
Nah, subs should have been much better.
Literally invited pressure.
Yeah, and to be fair, even a vulnerable Liverpool team this season will cause pressure if given the chance, because a wounded animal can also be a more dangerous animal. Yeah,
it's true, man. It's true, and there's options that he had. If he felt like he had to take off Odegaard and Jesus, don't bring on Kivior, bring on Jorginho, shore up the midfield. Someone who's calm, who can get their foot on the ball, play. He had a great performance at Anfield when he was playing for Chelsea earlier on, his last game for Chelsea, in fact. And yeah, Kivior for his first Premier League game. In the very first action he had, I was like, nah, get him off already. when he went through Firmino. Young centre-back, man, and in his first Premier League game to bring him on away at Anfield, you literally put him in the baptism of fire right there. But yeah, because I was having this conversation just on my stream, and and I was talking to a Liverpool fan, UV, and he said, "Oh, if we'd have went 2-2 with Salah, then I think we could have won." I says, "Yeah, I understand why you say that, but I think if you go 2-2 whilst we've still got Odegaard and Jesus on the pitch, I think it's open season. Do you know what I mean? Because as soon as you went 2-2 whilst we had when we had a back five and 2 in midfield and 3 up top, I was worried because I was like, we don't have anything now to stop this from happening, to give Liverpool to think and be concerned about. But yeah, and as N says, Arsenal's lucky today. Hey, Liverpool were lucky as well. At the same time, first half, you had chances, and we had chances we should have scored. If you don't put the ball in the back of the net, there's no one else to blame but yourself. And big up Ramsdale, bro. We haven't even spoke about him, have we?
Mad saves.
Another talent. Again, I'll just say this right now from someone with experience in the Football League. Another talent developed by the Football League, and why the EFL is so important to English football and why it should never be forgotten in the lower leagues. Ramsdale, loaned out to the likes of Chesterfield and I think Wimbledon as well. These clubs are important to develop the future stars of the Premier League and to hopefully reap the benefits as well. Like Ramsdale's development over the last sort of six so years has been unreal to speak about. And then he earns that spot in the Bournemouth first team. And then he goes to Arsenal and he freaking kills it.
Next level. That's why Arsenal fans rate him. I think that was that was kind of why, because Arsenal fans get the label, overhype your players a little bit too much, because we do at times, but Ramsdale is not one of them. Trust me, he's done this. This isn't the first time he's done it. I said even against you, Rich, Zaha, near post, he touches that. He knocks it onto the post.
Yeah.
And he's done it against Villa away when it was 2-2. Leon Bailey smacks it off the bar. He touches it. He's done it against Bournemouth when we were 2-0 down, and he makes a massive save there. Yeah, he loves them pressure moments, Ramsdale does. Yeah, his little yo-yo says there, coming in clutch.
Yeah, I was going to say he's learned from games lower down the pyramid where you're in those kind of pressure situations lower down the pyramid, and at Bournemouth as well. He's learned from those pressure situations. And again, I can speak because we've got one of your old Arsenal Academy graduates in Joseph Olowu, and he's an absolute tank. So he's definitely learned in those pressure moments in the academy. This is what the likes of Ramsdale, where he was at. This is where Olowu was at. This is where all these different talents that go to the EFL, come out of the EFL, come up the Premier League. This is the kind of things these people learn. They learn pressure situations in their certain positions. Ramsdale's absolutely one of them. He's someone that I wish we could have taken 6 years ago as a loanee. I really wish we did. The likes of Sam Johnstone, I'm glad we had, because he's the kind of guy that deals with pressure situations. Again, Johnstone, freaking class this weekend. So just like I said, people like Ramsdale, people like Johnstone learn from these situations, and that is why they are long-term players. Absolutely.
Brothers, I got to run anyway, man. Sorry, man.
No, not a problem. Appreciate you jumping in.
Nice to meet you, Tariq.
Nice to meet you as well, Aaron, man. I caught you before, but it's been a while, so I hope you're keeping good, bro. Take care.
Absolutely, man.
Right. Just to wrap up, let's quickly go through some of these other Premier League fixtures. I'll just briefly discuss implications and such. So let's start off with
some big talking points this week.
United Everton. Let's start off with that. Thoughts on that game?
Comfortable in the end. I think United first half they absolutely dominated. Second half, bit touch and go at times, but they held their own. And Everton will keep looking over the shoulder, but I am not 100% worried with Everton like I was before. I think that there's a bit more confidence with me about Everton now. They've got a solid sort of solidarity manager who can steer them through. But we never know. People may have been never relegated before, and it might end up happening. So for United though, that's like I said, top 4 for me, been confirmed since December. Newcastle United, City and Arsenal.
Cool. I mean, for me with Everton, I think the lack of goals might be a concern, but I'm sure they'll pick up enough points. Perfect timing to speak about United. No, why has Pep got Kane rolls?
I saw you on the timeline.
Talk us through the United game. Your thoughts on the game?
Listen, I can't lie. I'm the wrong person to ask. I just saw the highlights. I've not watched the full game back yet. I was listen. Listen.
You were sleeping, weren't you?
I prefer not to speak.
If I speak, I'm big trouble. I'm in big trouble.
Listen, I'm just gonna say Ramadan talks. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, from the highlights, what did you see?
From the 3 minutes I saw, yeah. We should have been like 5-0 up.
Yeah.
You know what? We're actually lucky, because I saw Sims could have scored.
Yeah.
He should have scored. And it would have been 1-0, and then I don't know what would have happened after that. Listen, I'll watch the full game in a bit later on. I've got it saved.
Match of the day doesn't count.
No, full 90. I was more here to speak about Palace, and
you're more than welcome to do so.
Leeds getting slapped. That was fun.
To be fair to Vibes, yeah, he has been saying all week, slap them up, slap them up, slap them up. I was a bit skeptical. I was like, I'll take a draw because Ellen Road isn't the easiest place to go. But I hope we've made your weekend.
I don't even know why I'm not even more happier, because I'm a Donny fan. We hate Leeds. Like, you slapped them. We should be fucking celebrating down the street. We should be doing cartwheels.
No one likes them. No one likes them, man. No one likes them.
Oh no, but try and be one of the fiercest rivals to Leeds as well. See how much you despise them.
Hey, listen. Blame the Premier League, innit? 12:30. No.
Mate, we beat them in a final about 10 years ago, and I still can't live it down now.
But yeah, Vibes, talk Palace then.
I might not watch that game as well. Still, I saw the result though.
I knew that
it was fun.
No.
Vibes is my boy, yeah, but nah.
You might as well just nickname him the highlights guy.
Yo, bro. All right, listen, we'll watch Match of the Day on Discord.
Match of the Day reaction videos every week. That's what we need to be doing on the channel.
Listen, tactical analysis.
Might as well do the same with the EFL show on ITV.
Aaron, as we were doing before, Villa not Forest. Vibes ain't watching no games.
I still think Forest will stay up, but Villa have got themselves a good chance for Europe. I think Unai Emery's come in. He's revamped that Villa squad. He's revamped their confidence. I think Forest are safe. I don't think they're going to be in any danger this season. I think they'll just stay up as well. I think Cooper depends if he's safe or not, whether they stay up. But I think even if they do stay up, he might not be safe. But going with the fact that he's just signed a bumper year deal, I'd expect him to be safe. But otherwise, you won't give him such a massive payoff as just staying up. So I think Forest will just stay up. But I think Villa could be the underrated dark horse going into that European race and could really, in my opinion, be the one finishing above Tottenham in 5th. So I think well done to Emery and good evening to you, sir.
That's one. Wait, Vibes, are there any games that you saw? Even just highlights?
No, I've seen highlights, don't worry. Okay. Not of the Villa game, sorry.
Brentford Newcastle?
Listen, the refereeing in that game, another one.
Okay, cool.
Another one.
Talk us through that then.
Bro, and did you see, I don't know if you saw Howard Webb apologize to Brighton and saying it should have been a penalty. Like, what good is that going to do now?
Literally, none at all. Bobby K. Yeah. Nah, you need to send the what's it, the PMFOL? I don't know what it's called. You need to send them, I don't know, some chocolates, flowers, some alcohol. Because how you got away with beating Brighton, this was mad.
Mate, that was daylight robbery at its finest.
Literally.
I spoke about Brighton earlier in the show. It was daylight robbery. I still think Brighton are in a shot for the Europa Conference League / Europa League. But Tottenham, and I'm not going to base Tottenham not finishing Europe altogether with Liverpool and Chelsea just because of this result. but I just don't think they've been consistent or good enough.
Yeah, Bobby, you didn't need to make it kinky, you know.
I'm worried for Spurs next season, because if they end up going for Brendan Rodgers, they've got a guy who can build foundations but can't get the job done. That's just like every single manager. That's like that's the perfect Spurs manager. They can't get the job done.
Bob the Builder.
Yeah, can we fix it? Only to a certain point. It's literally, can we fix it? Only 3/4 of the way. We'll pay for the rest. It's
Oh, wait,
you know,
where's OTC in them, man?
They're bringing in
Where's
another
the Chelsea
manager.
man?
If it's going to be Brendan Rodgers next season, they're bringing in another manager that can't get the job done but can still build foundations. All they've done is bring in managers, whether they've been trophy winners or not, that have only built some kind of foundation, whether it's large or small. No one has actually got the job done. Because the only trophy I can see in Spurs' trophy cabinet is the Audi freaking Cup. And, that might as well be on the highway to hell. Never mind the highway to freedom. The Audi, bloody hell. I should be on the highway to hell, that cup.
No, for real. But actually, you know what? Aaron's mentioned the 3 is getting relegated. Vibes, mention the 3 that you think will go down. And then I just want to talk about Lampard. And then we'll wrap the show up.
Southampton definitely going.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say Leicester before, but after yesterday, Leicester going, and hopefully Leeds, hopefully.
That's my pick. That's literally my bottom 3.
I wanted it to be Everton. Sorry, Matt, if you're watching. I don't care anyway, but I hope it's Everton.
Mate, me and Vibes are on the same levels, you know. Same level.
Great minds. Well, I'm a highlight merchant, but still great.
Trust me, I'm a mind that's been through some shit as a Rovers fan. I know bad times, and I can relate to certain things.
No. Right, let's talk about that fraud Frank Lampard.
Chelsea.
Legend
Can
of player thrown to the deep end.
Can I just say, now there's 8 games left, yeah? We are literally 6 points behind both Chelsea and Fulham. 6 points. We have a chance to finish above Lampard's Chelsea. Do you know that will make my season?
Oh, mate. Listen, right. This was a weird one when it kind of came out. Yeah, I might get crucified by Chelsea fans for saying this, but I don't believe Potter should have gone. I really don't, because at the end of the day, he's a project manager, and I think you give a manager time. Potter did not have the time to build what he needed to build. He was still working with a squad from the previous manager mostly. He, in my opinion, hasn't been given a chance. In terms of going forward, Lampard till the end of the season, club legends, you can look at it 2 ways. Either been thrown to the deep end or he steers the ship. I don't think Chelsea's going into Europe this year. Neither's Liverpool. Sorry, Liverpool fans. Not sorry. No, I don't think Chelsea or Liverpool's going into Europe this year. So I think it's just steady the season. But if they make the right appointment in the summer, they can. It's kind of like a repeat of the year that Mourinho was sacked the second time when they finished out of Europe and then brought in Conte and won the league the year after. It could be one of those times again where Chelsea ends up like having to take the banter on the shoulders this summer and then be in a position where other teams that bantered them say, we might not be in that position next season if we keep going in a certain way. But again, it's just one of those. It depends on the appointment. I think that Nagelsmann and Enrique are the 2 major names at the moment, but I don't know. I would like to see the likes of Olivier Grasner or Ruben Amorim given a chance at a Chelsea or a Tottenham. I would rather the likes of, because I've kept an eye on Olivier Grasner at Frankfurt. He can do a job. Like if he leaves Frankfurt in the summer with a massive farewell for getting him into Europe again, I do believe Grasner would work at a Chelsea. I think he's got the right type of mindset. He's a long-term manager. I've seen a lot of people in my neck of woods saying that Mourinho could come back, but again, would he leave Roma? Probably not. So I would give it to someone like Grasner, but it looks like it's going to be Nagelsmann or Enrique, which That could be another big L for Tottenham. That's Tuchel and now Nagelsmann saying no. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Lampard to end the season could be seen as one of two ways: either throw him under bus or steer him to safety. But we'll never know. They won't finish in Europe, so I don't think they've got anything to play for anyway.
I don't know if you saw that article from, I think it was The Athletic. Chelsea players were calling him Harry Potter, talking about Quidditch. No, I'm not even joking. I thought it was a joke at first. Nah, that's when I know he had to go. That's bad. That's bad.
I feel that's disrespectful from the players. I think the players that he gave a chance to, disrespecting him like that, like if that was 10, 15 years ago under the likes of Sir Alex Ferguson and Wenger, those players would be out of the door in 1 second. Like if you as a manager were getting disrespected by your own players, like you can't be taking that shit. You should be throwing them out the door. Terminate the contract.
The thing is, he just seemed happy to be there. That's the thing.
Well, for people like Graham Potter, no disrespect to him, I think it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to go to a club like Chelsea. But again, I'll go back to that point. If you're being disrespected by your own players, there comes a point where those players need to be out the door because clearly they don't respect authority and clearly they're in the wrong freaking industry. So no matter how good they are.
100%. Right. Bobby's asked me to give this a go, so 1 second. We've got Fatty Frankie Lampard. He knows exactly what we need. Pizza in the back, dessert in attack. Chelsea on the way to Barclay League. Hey, get it clipped. I've done decent.
They should use that because it's the same chant for 90 minutes. Chelsea, Chelsea.
Mate, like we could literally go into the stands tomorrow and just sing Donny, 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 and we'd look like a pair of idiots.
Man, let me go for a few more comments. We up to Moss again. He said vibes, laugh out loud. It's probably something you said, to be fair. Obviously, Bobby and Moss are the Canadian brothers out here. CM here saying they went for long-term building and lost patience after the first hurdle. They laid one brick, and that was it. See our new candidates, Bobby. I don't think he's answered that just yet.
I think that's the best way to describe that situation, though. It's like you've literally laid one brick and suddenly you can't afford to finish at the project.
No, it's terrible. Dirty Leeds, they were shocking, by the way. After 30 minutes, they gassed out. And they got.
We all late Leeds scum. We all late Leeds scum.
You're saying here, the same company's linked with Tottenham. Interesting.
That would be a very good appointment.
I think he should just have a go with Burnley, though.
I want him to stay at Burnley. I really don't want this mistake to happen again because I think part of going to Chelsea was a major mistake, leaving Brighton. Yeah, 100%. It's the same as when Hodgson left Fulham for Liverpool. He was building a Fulham side that was heading into Europe and got Europe, then left for Liverpool and it failed. So I want Company to stay at Burnley because I think Burnley could generally get into top 10 next season.
Yeah, for real. Ted Lasso to Leicester. Yeah, Jesse Marsh is literally on his way to Leicester as it stands. Chelsea stink. They are dreadful, by the way. Big up Botswana. Hope you're doing well, my guy. Make sure you lot sub to the Football Power Hour. Let me see. I think I've addressed pretty much all of the comments.
To Jesse Marsh. Congratulations, Jesse Marsh, because I feel like he deserves another chance somewhere.
He's going to get relegated, isn't he? So
No, but I've seen how he works as a coach. I've seen the behind the scenes stuff as he works as a coach, and I think he deserves another chance to improve. Like they can't just give someone one chance and that's it. So I think he needs this chance, whether Leicester go down or not.
I hear you. Well, let's wrap it up there, man. Loads going on, obviously, in the footballing world. Next weekend's fixtures look very interesting as well, by the way. Hopefully we can capitalize on the fact that all the teams beneath us are playing top 6 sides. I think. I could be wrong.
I think
so yeah. Al, where can people find you?
So you can find me on Twitter at _Challoner, just below there. The YouTube channel is in the red box there, the CHALL. Gone over, we're nearly at 2,100 subs, which is unbelievable. My latest video, the Gillingham match report, is on now. Not going to say much about the result. And yeah, thanks to all the well wishes from people that I know about this new internship at Rotherham. And yeah, big up.
God blessings. Vibes, I know no one can find you anywhere, but I just wanted to highlight the hairdo for Pep.
You can't find me anywhere. I've got games to catch up on.
You better hurry up. I'll see you in Discord. But yeah, big up to everyone in the chat. Big up Thunder. Actually, yes, CM. Is there a second verse coming? Because like Thunder's like he keeps asking, and I'm not gonna lie. If we need to extend the intro, then you need to get onto the second verse. But it says Burnley need to invest though. Ashley Barnes and Jay Rodriguez won't get it done. And the Prem players like Ian Matson, Chelsea, and Nathan Taylor, Southampton are loans.
Ashley
That's
Barnes
a shout.
still he stinks, you know.
He's retiring. I heard. Is he leaving
that's
Burnley? Or is he
good.
retiring?
I don't like him.
Ashley Barnes has confirmed he's leaving Burnley. I don't know where he's going. He's not retiring, but he is leaving at the end of the season. They did announce that out of the blue in his post-match conference when they won promotion against Middlesbrough.
Yeah, big up Chino says high five when you get that picture. I think it's funny.
I'll send it in the group. I'll send it.
Can't find him anywhere. You can't see me. Yeah, I've been doing this all day after our result.
Mate, what I've been doing every time we get a result, I just take that hand, keep it still, and just hide my face away. No, I don't want people to 100%.
See me. Hi, bots. And I really appreciate the super chat, my guy. Enjoyed the show. Couldn't call in, still at work. I appreciate you sending your wages through, my guy. Love that. And guys, honestly, no, Vibes, don't make it something it's not, man. You're such a bully. But no, listen, Friday nights, Football Power Hour is his happy hour stream. Is so much fun. So much fun. So yeah, make sure you check that out and stuff. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Big up Cheeto, CM, Brush, Vibes, Al, Yo-Yo, Thunder, Bots, Bobby K, Moss. Just scrolling up, seeing who else was in the chat.
Lil Yo-Yo.
Yeah, mentioned Yo-Yo. I think I've covered everyone. Maria was here earlier on. Manj as well. Niall, Patrick Slot.
See, Lil Yo-Yo clocked it as well.
Hano and obviously Eddie at the jump. But yeah, definitely Vibes is going for that number one spot. I generally think he is the number one bully, but they've labeled me as that. You know, I'm just gonna.
By the way, did you see that picture of Roy Hodgson walking through Leeds before the match? Like, it was just marking his territory.
Literally, he had a cheeky Nando's.
And then he took the full restaurant and burned it to the ground on pitch.
No, I know, I didn't even mean it like that, you know. I felt so bad.
Well, he said £2 a day, yeah?
You know what?
Cheers, everyone, for watching.
I'm going to send it myself.
Thank you very much, all, for watching. I will.
Sorry, bots. He tried to say you work at Oni Bots. I don't know what that means, but.
From Rich to all of you, thank you very much, and we'll see you all in the next Gaunt. Peace.